Well, it's an interesting one. I mean, I work with some students occasionally, and I say that if you are physically, emotionally and mentally drained at the end of the night, but vocally fresh, you've done your job right. Because if you let the emotions get the better of you, you can't control your technique. But by the same token, you have to... People like me, we're in the business of recreating a reality. And that's what our job is. So if it calls for crying on stage, you cry on stage. I mean, I have to say, I'm more emotionally drained now watching it than I was actually doing it. But that's because I don't have to control anything else. Well, there was a little trick in this, because you notice at one point in Act 2 where we ended up sitting by the wall together and she was in my arms. But what you don't see, because of the darkness of the set, is that I walk to that wall and put my hand up like this. She goes a little bit further along the wall and pulls a straw out. I pull a straw out. We drink from the wall and then we sit down. And in fact, the production we did in Berlin, it was remarkable because I was supposed to be doing it with Dalaiman as Isolde and a new King marker. It's not this production, a different production altogether, Harry Kupfer production. And I said to the stage director first day, I said, well, look, there's a chance of getting a bit of water on it. He said, oh, Waltraud did the original version of this. He said, don't worry, Waltraud has water everywhere. And there was a huge wing of the fallen angel that we were crawling under. And she said, right, there's yours. This is during the performance. Because Dalaiman cancelled, the King marker cancelled on the day. Waltraud flew in the night before. Matti came back. So it was like 3 of the crowd from La Scala doing it in Berlin, which was great for me because I felt very relaxed. And so we crawled under this wing. She said, that's your bottle there. And there was a couple of little pockets that had been built out of wire mesh underneath the wing. So we just took a bottle out. And the wing is very slowly coming round it covers us to start with, and then it comes round and we're uncovered to the audience. But by then, of course, we've had half a bottle of water and put the bottles back and everything, and nobody knew.
Yes, can you tell us anything about what was found in the Tristan chord?
The Tristan chord? No. There are so many things written about, in musicological terms, there's a lot of interpretations. And personally, I decided to leave all of those things to one side and just concentrate on the actual music. Because, for instance, the end of Act 2, not the end of Act 2, but the end of the big duet in Act 2. I mean, you're singing sevenths and seconds against the orchestra and against your partner, and it's just crazy. And I think it took me 5 full days to actually learn to sing just that 12 pages or whatever it is. I mean, it's a very, very difficult undertaking because, as I said before, Wagner just broke all the rules. There's one particular point which is an example really that you have Bellini and people like that would write an aria in a key, and then they would change the key to maybe the duet that followed or something like that, and it would be all pretty well mapped out. I mean, there's one place of about 3 bars where he changes the key every single beat of every single bar, and you just don't know where you are eventually. It's almost like there's no such thing as a key signature. But there's all sorts of what's the word I'm looking for? Motifs, which are discussed by various intellectuals. And I started reading about that sort of thing. I thought, no, that's far too complicated. Just get on with the nuts and bolts of it first. I've only got 5 months. That's something I can come to later. And I've got books about this many books at home, written by so-called experts on Wagner, that I'm going to sort of eventually plough my way through. But again, going back to what I said earlier, there's an awful lot of stuff which is talked about where somebody maybe looks for a meaning or looks for something that actually isn't there. or wasn't originally intended. And so I think when you read a lot of data and a lot of books about this sort of thing, you have to kind of, take some of it with a bit of a pinch of salt.